What's going on, family? How you guys been doing? My name is TC, and this is IOBA. So, I was on vacation. I went to Canada. I went to Alberta. Went to a city called Calgary, and visited with some friends up there. And while I was up there, a whole bunch of stuff happened down here in the States. I was keeping my finger on the pulse. I know what was happening. And in the coming days, I'll probably cover a bunch of it. I'm going to talk about Donald Trump and that assassination attempt or whatever that was, or whatever the hell that was. I'm going to talk about Joe Biden dropping out of the presidential race. I'm going to talk about Kamala Harris stepping right in. My opinion on that. That's mainly what I'm going to focus on today. I'm going to talk about that crazy police shooting where that nasty ass officer assassinated that woman. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about a bunch of stuff in the coming days just to get caught up. So if it seems like I'm a little bit behind on some stuff, oh well. Doesn't matter anyway. I'm just trying to get my opinion out there, in the ether. But yeah, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris steps in for Joe Biden, and the machine is lining up behind her. And that's cool. That's cool. I mean, listen, we all know how Kamala Harris got where she is. We all know what she had to do to get there. We all know about her record back in California. We know all these things about Kamala. We know that she is not really black. They just call her black when it's convenient, when she's trying to get next to that black vote and she's trying to play up that little 1/4 half blackness she got up in her. But she mainly an Indian, and that's cool. If you're an Indian, be an Indian. But don't be trying to ride the fence and pander to black folk by calling yourself black when it's convenient. That shit is disingenuous, and it insults our intelligence. So there's that. Now, as far as her being president, I think that having Kamala Harris in the White House to me would be much better than having Donald Trump in the White House. Because Donald Trump, to me, coming from where the part of the country I come from and knowing his kind of people like I know him, is a piece of shit. Donald Trump is a straight up piece of shit, and he does not even deserve to be called anybody's president anywhere. All that policy and all that notwithstanding, Project 2025, all that is part of it as well. But a man like Donald Trump should never be allowed nowhere near the White House ever again. That's why I think the situation being what it is, I'm going to go with Harris. I was going to vote for Dr. Cornel West all the way up until Joe Biden dropped out. The reason why I'm voting for Kamala Harris is I don't think a man like Donald Trump deserves to be anywhere near the seat of power. I don't give a fuck. I ain't no Kamala Harris fan. I know how bad she is. I really do. But Donald Trump is a straight up, before all the convictions, before all the nastiness came out, all the indictments and all the guilty verdicts and all that shit came out, Donald Trump was a piece of shit in New York City, in New York State. We all knew what Donald Trump was. See, it go like this. It goes like this. From what I could tell with my humble little mind, the Democrats tend to run lawyers. I mean, all these people have flaws in their character. I mean, they are politicians. But Bill Clinton was a lawyer. Goddamn, Barack Obama was a lawyer and a senator. Bill Clinton was a governor. Goddamn, the one they running now, Kamala Harris, is a prosecutor and a senator. The Republicans, they run game show hosts and actors and goofy ass oil men and hucksters and gangsters and shit. That's who they run as their candidates. And that's what's happening now. You got Kamala Harris, then you got Donald Trump. You got Kamala Harris, and then you got Donald Trump, because that's all they're giving you. Ain't nobody else gonna make a splash. You got to make a choice right now. Now I already said what I said about the economy. All that shit about inflation, that's all a bullshit argument, and people don't even really know why inflation is what it is. But I ain't gonna go into that right now. Just just suffice it to say that the president doesn't have any control over that shit. Anyway, Donald Trump does not deserve another shot at power. No way, no how. I don't give a fuck. Like I always say, it's a game, right? But it's a very serious and dangerous game because you're fucking with people's livelihoods and people's lives. And at this stage of the goddamn game, it's time to make a choice. You know? You ain't never going to get two good choices running for that office. You ain't never going to get two good choices running for that office. If the people who want to run for president and one of them is actually good, they wash his ass or her ass out early. Or they sabotage him like they did Bernie Sanders. They do some shit like that to him so they can maintain the status quo. I mean, they can stay within somewhere in the middle of the left and the right. That's what I'm saying. They want to maintain that. And you get some that are a little less war hawk than others, but you dig me? So that's the game. And right now, you got to make, at this stage of the game, you got to make a choice. You got to figure out who you're going to vote for and why. Now, I ain't voting for Kamala Harris because I think she's going to do something special for us. She already said she wasn't. So that means the fight continue. But I ain't going to vote for Donald Trump because I don't think a piece of shit like him deserves to be put back in power. I don't care. Like we say in the black community, I ain't voting for him on GP. General principles. I ain't voting for that motherfucker on GP. I don't think anybody else with two brain cells to rub together should vote for that corrupt piece of shit. And corruption and politics go hand in hand, but this dude is extra. Donald Trump, I mean. So vote however you're going to vote. Do whatever you're going to do. But just think, does Donald Trump really deserve this shit? Knowing what you know about who really runs the country. Who really makes the decisions. Knowing what you know about how politics really work at that level. Talking about at the worldwide level. Knowing what you know. Do you really want Donald Trump to be there again? With that crazy bullshit that he preaches. And then when he get ready to leave the White House after 4 years, what kind of stupidness is he going to try? You dig me? So, on that reason alone, you got to go with Kamala Harris. You got to go with Harris. And then, after 4 years, we go in a different direction. We do something different. But it was going to be Harris anyway. You dig me? Because if Joe Biden had stayed in the race and lost, you'd have got Trump. If Joe Biden had stayed in the race and won a year and a half from now, you'd have got Harris anyway. You would have got Harris anyway. I'm going to repeat that for my own sake. If Donald Trump had won, if Joe Biden had stayed in the race and lost, you would have got Donald Trump. And I cannot stand seeing Donald Trump in a position like that. It would take a miracle, in my view, to put him back there. You would have got Donald Trump. If Joe Biden had won, in a year and a half after if he'd have made it to inauguration, you'd have got Harris anyway, because Joe Biden wasn't going to make it. Not because he's in his 80s either, because he's a sick old man. You'd have got Harris anyway. You dig me? So, I mean, you got to think about it that way too. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, when you ascend to that position, maybe something inside you changes and you rise to that level. People like Donald Trump can't, because they're already 80 and set in their ways. But a lady like Kamala Harris, just maybe, the higher powers will make her answer the call if she gets elected and become a good president. First female president. First Indian president. There'd be a lot of firsts in there. And we will not let Donald Trump get his monkey ass back up in the White House. With that, I'm going to close, and I will catch y'all on the next one. And we're going to talk about that latest police shooting. Yeah, that one. Y'all take care. Be safe. TC. And I'm out. Peace.